welcome to Indigo in Green. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Oslo, Norway. And this is my YouTube channel about my creative work, all the things that I love to make. Today it's mainly knitting and no crocheting, but there is knitting and there is spinning today. And some knitting with homespun as well. So today we'll be mainly talking about my knitting. First of all, I really like to thank for all the beautiful comments that I got. It's really inspiring, and well, I've been away for a very long time, and to get all those comments saying that they liked that I was back, I have to admit I got a little bit touched by all of that, and I really loved it. And thank you so much for everybody who left a comment on my previous. I have two new episodes since I came back, one in English and one in Norwegian. The Norwegian one was mainly for the charity knitting that we were going to arrange in September, so it wasn't a regular episode, but thank you nonetheless for all the comments to that one too. Thank you so much. It really warms my heart, and I appreciate it so much. I'm trying to film from my living room today. I see the light is so. I have a lamp up. Maybe if I turn it off, is it better? Yeah. Maybe I should turn it off so you see my face better. It was a little stark. It's a little bit of shadows, and I have a backlight there. I have tried to close my curtains to make it not so stark contrast. It's a little bit. It is as it is. I haven't found. I have a new living room. I haven't filmed in it before. I need to figure out where it's good filming. So yeah. It's a little bit of a trial and error, but we'll see where we end up. Well, let's just start with the content of what I'm going to talk about. I'm just moving my cup here because I don't want it to fall down and break while I have a lot of stuff over here. Okay, let's start with what I finished since last time. Well, let's start with my favorite project of them all. It's this one. It's okay. How do I show things? I'm going to put a picture here. I'm going to show you a little bit. It's a little bit. I'm sitting in my. This is here where I'm sitting when I'm knitting and watching television. Let's just face it. This is where I'm sitting. So I can't really move much here. So I'm going to put a picture up here of what it looks like. Either on me, if I can get my daughter to take a picture of me, or on a model that I have. Okay, so this is very beautiful. This is my Damselfly cardigan by Alice Starmore. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's I bought a kit. I see I have, it's a little bit. I have been folding it, so this is what happens when you fold things. I finished knitting it and I finished blocking it, and it's all blocked and finished now, and I love it. I found some buttons. Well, they're not very pretty buttons. They are quite not pretty buttons. They are very simple plastic buttons, but the color was perfect, so I bought them anyway. And I thought, okay, sometimes the button is the star, sometimes it's just matching up, and these are just matching up. So this cardigan, it is knitted. I stick the front where I have patterning. So the front here is sticked and the armholes are sticked. And the sleeves are knitted back and forth. And so is the bottom half of the cardigan is also knitted back and forth. So I only sticked where I have knitted patterning, stranded colorwork. See, my hair is doing some stuff. Well, has to be. It is as it is. So it's gorgeous. I love it. It's a little much. I thought it was a little much stitches on the collar, but actually it sits quite high up, so it actually just lies up over the neckline a little bit. It's standing up a little bit, and I'm not sure. If I did it again, I'd probably go down in the number of stitches around the collar. It's supposed to be like this, but I'm not sure I like that as much. But it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it is well written. It is knitted in a gorgeous yarn. I bought a kit. It's knitted in Ellis Star Wars Hebridean 2-ply, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a gorgeous yarn, and it's plump when you knit with it, and it's plump when you wash it, and it's really gorgeous, and colors are fantastic. The only thing I have to say about that kit is that it's okay that you get a little extra yarn, but I think I only used half. I can knit two jackets with the yarn I got. I got so much yarn left over, it's incredible. I don't think I used more than half of my yarn. It's kind of a little too much. I do want to knit the hat. There is a hat and there are mittens that patterns for the kit as well, but I will have loads of yarn left over even after knitting the hat and the mittens. So, well, you see, I will probably get to use it in some. I don't think I want to knit another one. I don't need two of them. It's gorgeous. I love it, and it's going to get it loads of use, but I don't need two. So I'm probably going to, yeah, what am I going to do? Knit the hat and the mittens, and then I figure out what to use the rest of the yarn for later. I don't know. But it's going to be something. I love stranded colorwork, so I don't mind having a little bit extra. And the thickness of this, I think I can use this with a lot of other knitting yarn qualities, like 2-ply jumper weight, like feed noodle, like any sort of sport weight. I think it will be fine with any sort of sport weight wool and spun yarns. That I can use it. It's very plump and it's gorgeous. It has this gorgeous texture, and some of the other yarns are a little more hard, but it doesn't matter as long as they have approximately the same gauge, and yeah, it will be fine. It will be absolutely perfect, and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. I just love this blue and orange, yellowy orange thing together. It's gorgeous. So very, very happy. I'm going to, hopefully I have put on a picture over there and see what I can do with it on the picture front, but I hope I will be able to get some. It's a little harder now that it's always hard, but to get good pictures now that I'm alone is a little hard. I'll see what I can do. So when I finished that, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to start. So I thought, there is this, we have Norsk Strikkforbund is called Norwegian Knitting Association or something in English, I guess. I don't know if we have an English name. We probably do. I don't know. But there is this knit-alongs there, and it is for July and August, I think, is this called Omtanke project. It can't be translated to Omtanke. Oh God, I'm concerned with others. Feeling concern for others, and it's actually knitted. It's written wrong. It has an error, spelling error in it by default. design to sort of like say that life isn't perfect and there are errors everywhere, but think about someone and need something warm for them and show them compassion and consideration and concern. So I was trying to do that. I'm trying to figure out several projects. This is the second I tried to use that pattern for. So I wanted to knit a sweater. I had a lot of long yarns. Yara, it's called. It's a blend. It's a blend of cotton, merino. I have some notes here just to find out the blend. Blend of cotton, mohair, wool, and polyamide. It's 41% cotton, 33%, or was it 5? I can't even read my own handwriting here. Mohair, 14% wool, and the rest is polyamide. And elastane, very little elastane. I think it's 1% elastane and 11% polyamide. And that is to hold it together. It's a thin thread that sort of is spun together with the other thing to make the yarn strong. Well, I wanted to knit that pattern. It is a free pattern, and I'm going to link to it down in the description box below. I talked about it on my Norwegian episode 2. It's a free pattern. The thought is that you are going to knit something for someone else. It started as a sweater pattern. It was this guy. He was he has such a particular name. I'm going to write it down here. I'm going to write information down there. But he was working with people with addiction problems, and he wanted to do something for them. And a lot of them were sleeping out on the streets, and a lot of them have a lot of problems. And he wanted to knit sweaters for them, and he created this sweater pattern. And then the offshoots had come, and there are now patterns for kids, sweater patterns for kids. There are hats, there are mittens, there's a lot of things that you can knit. And this pattern is, I can show it. This is a free pattern, so I can just show it. It's just stripes up and across to symbolize that life has its ups and downs, and it isn't straight. It's not straightforward. It is always some detours here in life, and it's very symbolic and it's very sweet, and it's a beautiful pattern. Actually, it makes nice sweaters, and I wanted to make a sweater, and I started, but I've very soon realized that knitting stranded color work with this yarn wouldn't work. It didn't work well at all. So I was almost under the arm, and I just had to accept this is not going to work. This looks terrible. So I had to unravel it. So instead I wanted to use the yarn because it was something I had in my stash for, I have no idea, 10, 15 years. It's long-term stash yarn, and I wanted to use it up. So I just started knitting, and I realized it's actually, we would say Norwegian drygt. You can knit a lot before you get. There's a lot of meterage on the grams in this yarn. So I didn't have that much. I thought I would have a little bit too little for it. So I needed to make a small sweater. I ended up making a dress, and I still have yarn left over. I made it very plain because stranded color work doesn't work. So I had two colors. I had this gray, and then I had this teal color. So I just made a good warm woolen, plain, very simple plain raglan. If I can get some light on this is very difficult. Does this work? Nah. Raglan sweater. This doesn't work. It's a raglan sweater. It's the backlighting that creates a problem. I need to move next time around. Yeah, do it next time around. It's a raglan sweater. It's a very simple raglan sweater. I'm going to put a picture up of it here on the dolly or on me, depending on if my daughter is going to be a sweet girl and take a picture of me. She's out now, so she can't do it now. So maybe I just do it on my mannequin. But at least it's long sleeved. It is. I have knitted it so that the stripe on the sleeve and the stripe on the sweater, they match up, so that it's gray on the bottom and teal on the top, and I still have a lot of yarn left. I don't know. This yarn is so you get so much out of this yarn. I have how many skeins did I use? I had 7 skeins, so I have 350 grams or something like that. I can weigh it. I will write it down here what the actual weight is, because I forgot to weigh it before I started. But at least I got, and this is for a whole dress. This is not, it goes right above my knees, so it's quite long, as you can see. It is very simple, just stockinette stitching with a ragline and a tall neckline, because this is going to be a warm dress. So and it went very fast. I knitted on 4mm needles, so it went pretty fast. So yeah, I did that. But that went relatively fast, and I was still sitting there and I didn't know what to do. So I have cast on quite a lot. But before I talk about what I've cast on, I'm going to show you my last finished object, which is spinning. There is July, and I go to this communal spinning. It's not a guild per se. We just sit and spin together once a month in my local shop that sells spinning supplies. It's called Spinvilt. I can link down to it here. It's a very nice shop. So if you're in Oslo, please, and you spin, please come. And especially if it's the first Saturday of the month, we are sitting and we spin together at Spinvilt. So please come. I will link to it down here. But in July, we actually do it every Saturday because, well, we are not so busy. So everybody who is not out traveling are coming to spin at Spinvilt every Saturday. So I have been there all but one Saturday. One Saturday I needed to go. Oh yeah, I had my nephew had. He had just moved in, so he had a moving in party. So yeah, except one Saturday I've been there every Saturday in July, spinning, and I have spun this. Is it correct? It seems a little more. It's more red, like a deep red, crimson, purple crimson color. It is a combination of a purple crimson fiber and a brown orange fiber, red orange fiber. Together they became quite nice. Yeah, they are the same color as my roses here. Yeah, like that color. It's quite nice. Let's see if I can. Here is the camera thing. The eye. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. It's quite a lot of different colors in it, but it's quite subtle. It is a mixed BFL. It is 75% white BFL. BFL meaning blue-faced Leicester, which is a sheep breed, very long fibered sheep breed. sheep breed. That didn't come out right. And it's 25%, it says black, but it's not really black. It's, you know, deep brown, dark brown fiber. And that means that it has a lot of depth to the color, and it also shows in the skein. It's gorgeous. I love it. And this, I haven't, yeah, this is probably going to be contrast color in a project that I'm planning. I'll come back to that later. I'm going to show you that on the plans. Not going to take it now because I have forgotten the pattern. I'm going to need to go and get it. I will do that later. I will just stop when I finish some things, and then I will go and get the pattern. But it is going to be contrast color in a jacket, a stranded colored jacket, which I'm planning to knit, which is quite beautiful. I'll show you later when I have gone and fetched my pattern. I always forget things, but it doesn't matter. I just press pause and then you don't notice at all. Okay, so that's about what I have been up to. So now let's, well, this is not what I've been up to. This is what I've been up to and finished. And now to everything that I have started, and I have gone bananas. Because when I was finished with the Damselfly cardigan, I need to start something new. And I wanted to start something that I have longed to start for a long time, but that I hadn't really, I have a lot of kits. Let's face it, in my stash is very nice. Very, very nice stash. And there are a lot of kits in there, but I couldn't decide on which one I wanted to start after my Damselfly cardigan, which also was a kit, a beautiful one. So after I had finished knitting that dress, I sort of got there was a lot of ideas floating around. Let's put it like that. There was a lot of ideas floating around. So I have started quite a lot of new projects. The first one I'm going to talk about is one that I had planned. And that was a shawl called the Filippa shawl. I showed you on the Norwegian podcast, I test knitted this shawl. It's a shawl by Gro Tveistøl. And you have some comments. I have some comments that you were from my test knitting. That's also there, but it doesn't matter. It's in black and white here, but I'm going to put a picture of it up there. It's a beautiful shawl, and it is designed for the fundraiser we are planning. It's called Gullsløyfe Aksjonen, Golden Ribbon Action. Oh God, always fundraiser. Let's call it fundraiser. And it's to collect money for and raise funds for the child cancer research, the Children's Cancer Association. So Gro Tveistøl, she designed this shawl for the fundraiser that we are going to have in September. We're going to have a big live stream at the 2nd of December. It will be in Norwegian, so if you're not speaking Norwegian or understand Norwegian, then you might have a problem. But for those who are understanding Norwegian, we'll have a big live stream the 2nd of September, because September is the the month for the not yellow, but the golden ribbon. And it will be on 2 different separate podcasts. It's Den glade tråd and Tante Grete strikker, for those of you who can understand what is going to be said. You will understand the names of these podcasts. So yeah, so you can look it up there. So, and I will also link down in the text box below the link to the fundraiser page, which is up and running. But I have now then started knitting this shawl again, and here it is. I just started it. So I have finished the first part of the shawl, which is not, and it's knitted in a yarn, and I'm not sure you can see. It's a yarn with golden speckles, not speckles, gold stellina. It's gold stellina in it, and I'm not sure you can see that it is sparkly. Yes, you might see a sparkle there. It's sparkly. It's a hand-dyed yarn. It's dyed by Stulenstrikk, and all the proceeds from this, the sales of this yarn is also both from the sales of the pattern and from the sales of this yarn will go to this fundraiser in September. So the sales before that will go, the proceeds from that will go to this fundraiser. So it started, gorgeous. Does it work on me? My face is a little red. I have this, this skin tone that is, it lights up. It lights up. So I don't know. Well, doesn't matter. Actually, my daughter does look good in this color. So maybe I give it to her. Maybe she likes it. Maybe she don't. If she don't, I take it myself. But it's a beautiful yarn. It's a beautiful color, and it's a very beautiful shawl. And I am planning to knit it so that I can wear it on that live stream when we are kicking off that fundraiser in September. 2nd of September at 4 o'clock. So that is my first project that started. So what is next I'm going to talk about? Well, let's go for this one I have in this. I have to say, I made this as a sew along. I don't know, 1.5 years ago or so. It was the podcast Den glade tråd that had it. It was an application. It was to make applicated things. So I love birds and I love budgies. So I made one with budgies on them in the sunset. Budgies in sunset. That sounds like a good thing. Okay. I told you about this. We have had a lot of events at my, let's call it local spinning group. Let's call it that. And we either been spinning or knitting with homespun. So I've been spinning a lot, as you saw with my finished yarn. But I've also been knitting a little bit because there are limits to how much homespun yarn I can have. So I have been knitting. I have this, I can show you. And of course, this yarn is called, this is yarn, oh, you cannot see the colors right. The green is intense here. It is an intense green. I love this green, but it's a little more intense than it really is. It's different shades of green. You probably see it better in what I've been knitting. Different shades of green and indigo blue. So this is indigo in green, and I made it, of course. I colored the fiber summer of 2018. I know because it was a very hot summer, and it was a fantastic summer to dye fiber because you dyed it in the morning, you hung it up, and before evening it was all dry. It was fantastic. So I colored a lot of fiber that summer. So I made this. I don't know if you can see the indigo properly. If I can just find the right place for it. There's indigo in different shades of green. So it's going to be my indigo and green sweater. This is a yarn that I dyed to be an indigo in green yarn. Maybe if I go backwards, that's better. Maybe. Well, it is as it is. I'm afraid. I need to find a place or a way to light up things that makes it look good. Do I have? I don't have any ways to do that right now. If I had, should I try? I can try. I'm not sure I'm going to succeed about this, but I am certainly going to try. Give me a second. Wow. I'm afraid that didn't work. Yeah, I tried. It just got more contrast, and it was just as bad as light above my head. Yeah. Well, we'll have to do with this then until I find a better solution for better background for my my filming. But I've talked and I haven't talked about the pattern yet for this knit because this indigo in green sweater is going to be knit in a very it's a beautiful pattern. It's not so easy to see because of the contrast. It's a little hard to see. A little bit hard to see on the sweater, but I can show you a picture of the pattern, and it is coming from this beautiful book. It's called my Mine fineste skatter, strikk mine fineste skatter, knitting my most precious treasures, and is written by Kari Hesnes, who is the designer. And the sweater is called, I'm just going to hold here, it's called Olivia. The Olivia sweater, and it's beautiful. It has these very nice details underneath the arm, beautiful details underneath the arm and on the sleeve, and it's a very, very simple sweater. Because, I mean, when you knit with homespun yarn, there is a lot going on. There's a lot of color going on. So I wanted to have some relatively simple sweater, but with a little detail. And this one is just the right amount of detail for this sort of knitting. So, this is the Olivia sweater, and it's beautiful. And I really love Kari Hesnes. Kari Hesnes is one of my favorite designers. I showed you on it was episode 33, its last English episode. I show you her long rose cardigan, Frida's lang rosjakke. It's beautiful cardigan, and I really love her designs. She's a really good designer, Norwegian designer. So yeah, Olivia by Kari Hesnes is going to be gorgeous, and I love to have this finished. I'm going, now it's Friday today, so tomorrow I'm going back to Spinnvilt, this local spinning supply shop where I have my spinning group, and I'm going to continue knitting on this sweater. So hopefully it will soon be finished. I really love to have an indigo and green sweater. That will be fantastic. In my own indigo and green yarn, which I have dyed myself and spun myself. Did I say what kind of fiber it is? It's a BFL. It's a blue-faced Leicester. It's all white blue-faced Leicester yarn. So that's my indigo and green sweater. I call it my indigo and green sweater. I have another one too, which was designed by Stephen West, called Excuse Me. It's a cool sweater. So it's actually my second indigo and green sweater. But the other one, I hadn't dyed the yarn myself. I had spun it. That was also in homespun, but I hadn't dyed it. This one I have dyed in indigo and green colors, which is basically periwinkle blue, which is an indigo, on various shades of green. Yeah, that was that. And then, oh, I figured out which kit I wanted to start on. And it's also one of my favorite designers. Her name is Sissel Høyvik, and she has a lot of fantastic sweaters. Okay, let's see if I can find a picture of the sweater without too much. Okay, we'll try. I'm trying to show you this without showing the pattern. This beautiful jacket. This jacket is so gorgeous, and I bought the kit. It's a couple of years ago, 2019 perhaps, 19, I think. Or maybe it's later. I don't know. I don't remember when I bought it, but it's a while. It's been laying in my wardrobe. I have yarn wardrobe. The walk-in closet filled with yarn. That's where my stash lives, and there it was. And I figured out it's time to start this one. I really truly love this jacket. Let's see if I can find another picture. No, there's a lot of, well, yeah, this one isn't so much. If I there's not a picture of it. It's really beautiful. The cardigan is called Stella cardigan, Stella kofte, and it's stunning. Yeah, Stella kofte, and it was a kit with yarn. It's knitted in Ask by Hilsvåg, and it came with all the yarns, and as well it came with sequins and pearls and buttons, because in every single of these stars, I'm going to show you afterwards, there is one of these blue sequences with a pearl in the middle, and then there is mother of pearl buttons, light blue mother of pearl buttons with it as well. So that came with the kit. Beautiful kit, and I'm going to show you how far I'm come. I'm just going to put this back into my... I need to figure out how to use this place for podcasting. Okay, I have come quite far. I'm not under the sleeve yet, but I am almost up to the sleeve, but approximately, like this. I'm now. It's really cool. On the front, it's blue with white stars. On the back, it's white with blue stars. It is really beautiful. And on the front, inside each of these stars, there's going to be a sequence with a pearl in. So it's going to sparkle. I'm going to be sparkly when I'm wearing it. So it's really gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. It's shaped so that it goes in to the waist and back out again. Not much out again. I don't go as much out as others do, so it's shaped to my size. So with a little bit of extra ease. So yeah, it's gorgeous. So I started this one and I absolutely love it. It's stunning. This pattern is so beautiful, and yeah, I can't wait. This is for, and also it has small details. That is, one is the sequence. The other one is that inside here, the end, it has this folded edge that in a contrasting color, a different color, and that color is repeated around the neckline and here as well, so that you have this little spark of interest. It's sparkly on the outside, but it's very frosted. It's very cold and gray, and it is but inside you have this sparkle color, and I absolutely adore it. I can't wait. It's originally sticked all the way, and it has sticks in the armholes. I am debating myself whether or not I am going to knit it contiguous around the sleeve. There is patterning up the arm too, so I can do that with any problems. So I'm debating myself whether I'm going to do that or not. Then I need to sort of think a little bit. It's not just straight ahead, but I kind of feel like when you are sticking the sleeves, and then I also need to stick both the sleeves and the sleeve armhole. I need to stick them both, and that becomes quite a big area where it's thicker, and it is knitted on a relatively tight gauge in Usk, which is, well, stranded. It becomes thick. Let's put it like this. It becomes thick and a little unelastic in a place where you have quite a lot of movement, like you do in the arm. So I'm kind of debating myself whether or not I'm going to knit them together in one contiguous. But then I need to sort of look at the pattern and figure out how to do that. But I think I might do that because this jacket I really, really want to wear, and it's gorgeous. I think it might be worth the effort to do that. So that's my Stella cardigan. This is the kit. Stella by Sissel Høyvik. I don't know if these kits are still in her shop. She has a lot of kits there. I will link to her shop downstairs in the text box below. Downstairs, so you can go and see if it's still there. It might not be there, but she has a lot of beautiful designs and beautiful kits, so it might be worth looking into if you like those sorts of things. Oh, I have to tell. I was very eager when I was starting this project, because finally I'm going to do this project, and well, a little too eager. I was with my ball winder and my Swift, and I was standing there, and it looked like the strand. I couldn't find the strand that was on the outside. It looked like the one that was peeking out on the outside actually went to the inside, and the one that was peeking that was on the inside peeked out to the outside. So I did the thing that I know that you shouldn't do, and that is I put the yarn through the skein where it looked like it was supposed to go, and of course that was a mistake. I did it with both ends. I didn't do it with just one end. No. I did it with both ends. And didn't take me long until I figured out that was a humongous mistake. That was not a good thing to do. So I created my own little Gordian knot. I don't know if you know the story about the Gordian knot. The Gordian knot, I have to tell you a story right now. The Gordian knot, it's an old story, and it was about said it was this oracle that told them that the next one who drove in, what was the name of the town? It was Telnissus, yeah, something like that. It's the name of the town. Next guy who drove into this town in an ox cart was going to become the next king of Phrygia. This is in Phrygia, which is in Turkey. And next one that drove in, it was a young man, and he was called Gordian. So he became the next king of Phrygia. So in honor of that, his son, which is Midas, the famous King Midas, he took this ox cart and he tied it to a pole with this very, very intricate knot that couldn't be removed, sort of as an offering to Zeus, to thank him for that his father became the king. so this fantastic knot, and it lasts and lasts and lasts until the 4th century BCE, when Alexander the Great came through the region. And at this time, this region had become a part of the Persian Empire. So when he took Persia, the story goes that he wanted to solve this Gordian knot, and it was a very intricate knot, and nobody could solve it. Nobody could undo it. This knot that Midas had made. So he tried, and then the story goes that either he took his sword and threw it at the knot. My guess is he got really frustrated and just threw it at the knot, and of course that destroyed the knot, and well, the knot was solved. They call it solving the knot. I am not entirely certain. I think he destroyed the knot, but well, we can argue about that. Or he pulled the linchpin to the yoke. It's some sort of thing. It was the yoke is where you attach it to the oxen. So he just cheated by taking out the linchpin and just sliding it off. It's another way of cheating. So yeah, no matter what he did, whether he threw a sword at it or he pulled the linchpin, in my eyes, he cheated. Well, I didn't. I figured out, I put this on myself, and it became a big knot. Yes, it did. With, when you pull on it, this is a really rustic yarn, so it kind of snags on itself. So I had long strands hanging down and getting, tangled into the swift. It was a mess. It was a real mess. But I decided I was not going to become Alexander the Great. I am not going to cheat. I'm not going to cut it. I am going to pull it through all the time. I think I did. I was standing there an hour or so to get it fixed, but I did. I fixed my problem. It was my own problem. I caused it on myself, and I fixed it. So, a little proud of myself. I know that Alexander the Great tried to spin this to say that he actually solved the knot. He didn't. I did. I solved my own Gordian knot. I just wanted to tell you. So yeah, it was a little challenging. So I was very careful after that. Very, very careful not to do that mistake again. Because it often looks like the yarn has sort of been slid through, but it hasn't. Never has. It's just been tightened a little bit too strong, and then it looks like it's just fallen in between. So never doing that again, and I didn't do it. So the rest of the ball winding went really well. Yeah, that was my little Gordian knot. I do have these things happen to me. I've done this, God knows how many times I have used my ball winder, and it's not the first time this has happened. And it probably won't be the last, but I know I need to stick with it, because this yarn is way too pretty, and this kit is way too pretty to waste on being impatient. So yeah. So what more have I done? Yeah, I have started. Oh, yeah. When I was sitting there, think about everything I wanted to do, I figured out I have a lot of alpaca, thin alpaca in my stash. And I wanted to use that one too. So I figured out I like thin knitted blankets of thin alpaca because they are warm, but they are also thin, so they don't they don't take that much space. They are quite nice, and it's not like you have this humongous thing on you. It's really simple and easy, and you can just throw it around you, and it's good. So I figured out I want another knitted alpaca blanket. So I found a lot of alpaca that I have. It's just part of my alpaca stash. I have a lot. This is yarn I bought on sales. It was very cheap. It was a sale, and these are some of the colors I bought. These are the contrast colors I'm going to use in it. And together with that, I have a main color, which is a deep purple, a very deep purple. So let's see. Let's see if I can get them all up at the same time. Da-da-da. Maybe like this. These are the colors in my blanket. So I have started on it. I started yesterday. Or was it? No, it was late in the evening the day before. So I haven't come very far. But I'm doing a very simple, chevron pattern, zigzag. Let's call it a zigzag pattern. So it's just done with increases at the top and decreases at the bottom. So I have 7 stitches in between, 1 stitch in between the decreases and 1 stitch between the increases. So it's very simple, very, very simple structure. And I'm repeating the colors because it's not going to be that big. It's going to be, I don't know. This I have here is about a meter. And then I'm going to, because you get zigzags here. So I want to have a zigzag edge that I'm knitting on the sides here, because otherwise they are just straight. I'll see when I finish, if I have enough yarn. I might not have enough of this purple yarn. If I don't have enough of the purple yarn, then I just knit until it's over. And I have a narrow blanket. I want it at least 1 meter, 70 centimeter. Something like that. And if I have more purple yarn left over after that, I'm going to knit a zigzag edge, knitted lace edge at the end here. So it becomes zigzag, so it's zigzag everywhere because it's a zigzag blanket. So I get to use some of my alpaca, thin alpaca. It's not leftovers, these are stash. It's many years since I bought it. I bought these I bought long time ago. It was this very cheap yarn at a cheap store, and they was going to stop selling this. So I bought some, just to have some in my stash, because I like to knit blankets from that. I already had knitted one big black blanket in thin alpaca, so I wanted another one. So yeah, why not start a blanket when you don't know what to do? So that I did. So yeah, this is a long-term project. It doesn't need to be finished right away. It's finished when it's finished. So it's nice to knit on. It's a simple knit that you don't need to think too much about. And the last thing I think I might show you is I often do charity knitting, and my favorite charity knitting is to something called Amanda Projektet. It is, for those of you who haven't heard about it before, I can link to it below. It is knitting to the intensive care unit of new, what do you call it? You call it newborn intensive care unit, perhaps? Something like that. It is for babies that are born too early, premature babies, and babies who are born with heart failure, with lung failure, that needs to start their first part of their life in hospital. And they want to have good wool blankets for these children, and they want color on them, but it's hard to buy that from anybody who wants to produce that. So there is this effort to knit these kind of blankets, and there are places all over the country that are collecting these kind of Amanda blankets to the intensive care units, which they come there and they collect blankets when they need them. So I am knitting for the local hospitals in Oslo, and I have started a very colorful one. It's just leaf lace. I don't know if you can see it here. It's a very nice lace pattern. It's going to be blocked. So I always have some of these on the go. So this is it's in fuchsia. It must be a fuchsia color. This is so bright. So now when you're lying in in an incubator and things like that, they need some color, and they don't see very well. So bright colors is one of the things they do see. So they say that bright colors are nice. So yeah, this is a bright colored one. So it's knitted in a yarn. I can say which yarn it's knitted in because I always forget. It's knitted in a yarn called Yaku 416 from Kammerose. It's a gorgeous yarn. It's very soft, extremely soft. It's very plump, very elastic. It has a lot of give to it. Let's see if I can illustrate that for you. So I'm not sure you can see it, but it has a lot of give. And it is very light. It is very plump, so everything becomes very lightweight. You can knit it on a very loose gauge, and it will still fill in and look good. So it's a very nice yarn. So that was my Amanda stick. Yeah. So this is basically what I'm knitting on right now. I'm going to do quite. I have most of these are new. I think all of them are new. So, since last time. Yeah, all of them are new since last time. I had a bit of I was a little excited. Let's put it like that. I'm excited. Eager. Love to knit. Okay, so that was about what I'm doing right now. So and I haven't purchased anything. My stash is well stocked. So unless I see something that I truly love and cannot pass, I'm not buying anything. It will come. I know it will come, but it haven't since last time. So what are my plans? Of course, finish all my projects. This is number one. So, but I have a couple of other things I want to do. I showed you, and I have lost it on the floor, so I'm trying to get it. Well, I'm just going to bend down to get it. This that I knitted. I'm going to use this as a contrast color in a jacket that I am planning to knit. Have planned to knit a long time. It is from Järbo. It's from this this booklet called Of, which means heritage, and is this gorgeous jacket that was on the front. if I can, I can use this again. Well, yeah, we'll see my notes, doesn't matter. Is this jacket, it's very, very beautiful. And it's called Morgenstjerne, it's Morning Star. Let's see if I can get the name of the pattern as well. And it's really, 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 really beautiful. And I know the designer of this. Ooh, but I can't remember, and I don't want to say the wrong name, because then that is always not good. Oh no. Well, when I started, I'm going to figure out the name of the designer. I can't see, well, I can't see anything without my glasses on anyway, but I really can't see the name of the designer right now. It's probably here somewhere, but I can't see it. Maybe at the end of the design. Give me 2 seconds and I see, no, I can't find it. Well, I figured it out before I started. So, Morgenstjerne is going to be from this booklet from Jabo is one of my plans. I don't know if I will start it before next time, because I have quite a lot to knit on right now. I'm not going to start anything before at least I finish the Stella cardigan, and probably also finish the sweater, the indigo and green sweater, before I start this project. But I think this is going to be gorgeous as a contrast color. And since it is changing color all the time, and there is a lot of differences in the color of this, I don't think I am going to use more than one contrast color. There are 3 contrast color in the cardigan as it is designed, but I think I'm just going to use this one. Yeah, also I have to admit, I have been, like everybody else, looking at the field sweater by Camilla Wad, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I absolutely want to knit that one too. But again, need to finish a couple of things first, and then we'll see if my yearning for the field sweater is still great after I finished. So we'll see about that. Well, that is about what I had for you this time. And again, thank you so much for all your comments, and it was beautiful and lovely to see them, and it really warmed my heart. And yeah, it made me happy. So until next time, enjoy the rest of the summer for what it is worth, and I hope I will come back at least with one episode during August. So have a good time and nice knitting. That is important. That's the one important thing. Bye bye.